The rain fell harder than usual that morning. Adam sat by the bus stop, his old shoes soaked, his heart heavier than his backpack. He had lost his job, his apartment, and almost his belief that life could ever smile at him again. People passed by with umbrellas and busy eyes. None noticed the man staring blankly at the ground. His phone buzzed, another message from debt collectors. Adam closed his eyes and whispered, "Why me?" The world replied only with more rain. He wasn't always this broken. Once, Adam was full of dreams. He believed effort always paid off. He worked days, studied nights, never stopped trying. But life, cruelly unpredictable, taught him that even the strongest hearts could crack. When his mother passed away last year, everything inside him collapsed. She had been his reason, his anchor. Her final words, "Keep standing no matter how hard the wind blows," haunted him now. Standing felt impossible. He slept in shelters, sometimes on benches. Pride vanished quickly when hunger arrived. Yet in those sleepless nights between pain and cold air, Adam began to hear his mother's voice again, soft, almost like a dream guiding him home. One morning, he woke to find an old man sweeping the street near the bus stop. The man smiled. "Another rainy day, huh?" Adam nodded weakly. "Rain washes pain," the man said. "But only if you let it." Adam didn't understand. Not yet. The old man's name was Samuel. He offered Adam a cup of warm tea. "You look like you've been fighting storms alone," Samuel said. "Sometimes the bravest thing isn't fighting, it's choosing to keep walking after you fall." Adam began helping Samuel sweep the streets each morning, at first for coins, later for peace. The rhythm of sweeping, the quiet conversations, and Samuel's calm spirit became his silent therapy. Slowly, his heart began to breathe again. "Why do you work so hard at your age?" Adam asked one day. Samuel smiled. "Because I lost everything once too. But when I started sweeping streets, I found purpose in small things. Pain doesn't end us, it introduces us to truth." Adam realized Samuel wasn't rich, yet he carried a peace that money couldn't buy. Watching him hum while sweeping made Adam wonder, maybe life wasn't about avoiding the storm, but learning how to dance in the rain. With Samuel's encouragement, Adam searched for jobs again. Every rejection hurt, but this time he didn't quit. Each no became fuel. He remembered his mother's voice and Samuel's wisdom. They believed he still had more inside. Weeks passed. Adam saved every coin. He rented a small room, nothing fancy, but it was his. That night, as he lay on the thin mattress, he whispered to himself, "I'm still here." It was the first victory he had claimed in months. Samuel noticed Adam's progress. "You've changed," he said. Adam smiled. "Maybe the rain did wash something away." Samuel laughed. "It doesn't wash away pain, son. It washes away fear." Adam nodded, his eyes warm with hope. One morning, Samuel didn't show up. Adam waited. Hours passed. Concern grew heavy. He went to Samuel's small apartment nearby, only to find the door slightly open, and the silence inside felt too deep, too final. Samuel had passed away in his sleep. On his bedside table lay a note. "Keep walking. Adam, the world still needs your light." Tears streamed down Adam's face as he clutched the paper like a piece of his own heart. The loss reopened old wounds, but this time Adam didn't collapse. He went to the street the next morning and picked up Samuel's broom. As he swept, the sunrise broke through the clouds. "You'll see, Samuel," he whispered. "I'll keep walking." Days turned into weeks. Adam worked harder than ever. A passerby noticed his dedication and offered him a job at a local shop. It wasn't much, but it was honest. Adam accepted, knowing Samuel would have smiled proudly. Life didn't suddenly become easy, but Adam was no longer afraid. He had learned the secret. Those who never give up don't wait for miracles. They build them slowly, with trembling hands and unbroken hearts. One evening, Adam stood by the same bus stop where his journey began. The rain returned, gentle now. He looked at the sky and smiled. "You were right, Mom. The wind never stopped, but neither did I." As thunder rolled in the distance, Adam whispered to the night, "This is not the end." Deep inside, he felt a quiet fire awakening. Somewhere beyond the rain, destiny was waiting. Months had passed since Adam found work at the small shop. He woke before sunrise, swept the same streets Samuel once did, and whispered a quiet thank you to the wind. The pain remained, but it no longer controlled him. At the shop, Adam learned to smile again. Customers noticed his kindness. One woman, Clara, visited often, always asking, "How do you stay so positive?" Adam would grin and say, "Because I've already met my worst days and survived them." Clara ran a small community center for troubled youth. One evening, she asked Adam to share her story. Nervous, he hesitated. "I'm no one special," he said. Clara smiled gently. "Exactly. That's why they'll listen." The next day, Adam stood before a group of teenagers. His voice trembled at first, but when he spoke of Samuel, the streets, and his mother's final words, the room fell silent. Some cried quietly, others nodded, feeling his truth. Afterward, a boy named Leon approached. "Mister, do you really think broken people can still shine?" Adam knelt and replied softly, "The cracks are where the light enters." "Leon, never hide them." The boy hugged him tightly. Adam began visiting the center weekly. Every story he shared pulled him closer to healing. He realized strength wasn't in forgetting the pain, but in turning it into purpose. Something Samuel and his mother had always known. As weeks passed, the center grew livelier. Clara often watched Adam from afar, proud of his growth. "You've found your calling," she told him one evening. He smiled, but deep down, fear whispered, "What if I fail again?" That night, Adam dreamed of Samuel. The old man smiled and said, "You can't fail when you lift others. The measure of life isn't in what you gain, but what you give." When Adam woke, he felt peace replace doubt. He started a project called The Walkers, inspired by Samuel's words. It aimed to help the homeless rebuild their lives step by step. Donations were few, but Adam didn't care. Hope was his real currency. One morning, the local newspaper featured his story, "From the Streets to Strength, a man who refused to give up." Customers congratulated him, but Adam only said, "It's not my story alone. It belongs to everyone who kept walking." The project grew beyond his expectations. Volunteers came, inspired by his honesty. Adam still swept the streets each dawn, not from necessity, but gratitude, to remember where he began and who helped him stand again. One evening, while closing the shop, Clara said softly, "You've changed so many lives, Adam. What about yours?" He paused, eyes distant. "Mine changed the day I stopped running from pain and started walking with it." Rain began to fall, just like the day his journey started. He stepped outside, letting the drops touch his face. For the first time, he didn't see rain as sorrow. It was a reminder that growth often comes from storms. Leon, now more confident, joined Adam in helping others. "You taught me not to quit," he said. Adam smiled. "No, you taught yourself. I just held the light long enough for you to see your own." Years passed. The Walkers expanded to several cities. Adam spoke at schools, shelters, and conferences. Each time, he ended with the same line. "The secret of those who never give up is simple. They never stop believing in tomorrow." Still, fame never changed him. Every dawn, he returned to the same street, broom in hand, whispering, "Good morning, Samuel." It was his way of staying grounded, remembering the man who swept away his despair. One day, as he swept, a stranger approached with a smile. "Are you Adam? My father used to talk about you." He was Samuel. Adam froze, tears welled. "You're his son." The man nodded. He'd be proud. Carried his torch well. They stood silently in the rain, the same kind that once symbolized loss. Now, it felt wholly a bridge between past and present, pain and peace. "Thank you for finding me," Adam said. "No," Samuel's son replied. "You found yourself." That night, Adam wrote in his journal, "Never giving up isn't about strength. It's about love. The love for life, for people, for second chances." He smiled, knowing his mother and Samuel were watching somewhere beyond the clouds. As dawn broke, Adam looked at the rising sun. The storm had finally cleared, but the lessons stayed forever. He whispered, "For those who never give up, the world is yours." And with that, his story became everyone's hope.